You are listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, episode 178.1, our daily update on high school, college, and professional sports news in Central Indiana, with a tiny bit of major national sports news. Anything that may be of interest to Central Indiana sports fans.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengels.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you've chosen to listen to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we are so happy to have you with us. Today is February 14th, 2025. It's a Friday, and it's also Valentine's Day, but it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt. I love Central Indiana sports. Coming to you today from Stage 22 in Elwood. My Valentine, producer Susie, is in the control room in headquarters in Jeffersonville. Looking forward to seeing her tonight. Coming up, we had one boys basketball game Thursday night in our coverage area, and some college volleyball, baseball, and softball and swimming. And we look ahead to a big Friday in Central Indiana boys basketball. Before we do that, I ask of you a favor. We are now on YouTube. Even if you are subscribed, liked, or you have followed us on another platform, please go follow us at YouTube. We're going to have some pretty cool videos and things like that. And we post every single one of our segments there as well. If we're going to recommend you follow us anywhere, it would be at YouTube. In Thursday's only local boys basketball game, Muncie Burris won its second game of the season and its first game away from home, 57-44 at Union in Modoc. After starting 0-11, the Owls are 2-5 in their last 7 games, and they're back in action Friday in the Pioneer Conference playoffs. They will play for 7th place and take on 4-11 International. On Friday morning, we released our Boys Basketball Friday preview show and game predictions featuring the CIC Championship game between Blackford and Oak Hill, with interviews with Oak Hill head coach Kevin Rinbarger and Blackford head coach Aaron Daniels. Also on Thursday, the Indiana Mad Ants head into the All-Star break at 13-7, second in the G League East, after beating Birmingham 127-105. Quentin Jackson and Ray J. Davis carried the Ants with 52 combined points. Indiana's off until February 20th when they host the Maine Celtics at Gainbridge Arena. The Ball State men's volleyball team beat 14th ranked Lewis in 4 sets, 21-25, 25-19, 25-17, and 25-23 in Muncie. Raji Aline and Patrick Rogers had 16 kills apiece, and Lucas Machado had 46 assists in the win. The 9-3 Cardinals will face the Flyers again on Friday at 7 at Worthen Arena. That game is on ESPN. Taylor baseball is 5-3 after defeating St. Thomas 10-4 Thursday in Florida behind junior Sam Glad's 3-for-5 2-run 2 RBI day, including a home run in the 7th to put Taylor up 7-1. Senior Mason David had a double and a home run from the leadoff spot. The Trojans will play St. Thomas twice Friday and again on Saturday afternoon. IU's softball team is 5-1 after beating North Dakota State 10-0 in 5 innings in Puerto Vallarta. Freshman Janae Berry threw 4 shutout innings, and junior center fielder Melina Wilkeson had a triple and scored 2 runs. The first finals of the Heartland Conference swim meet were held Thursday in Terre Haute. Anderson had a couple of third-place finishes on the first day. Junior Reed Haney was third in the 500 freestyle, and sophomore Morgan Ferguson was third in the 200 IM. On Friday evening, the men and women will compete in the 200 medley relay finals, the 400 IM, 100 butterfly, 200 freestyle, 100 breaststroke, and 100 backstroke finals. To a busy boys basketball schedule for Friday night. Of course, it starts with the game of Blackford, the CIC championship on the line. It's 12-4 Oak Hill against 12-7 Blackford. By the way, all of the games in our coverage area on Friday night have a 6 o'clock start for the junior varsity, with the varsity to follow. In a game potentially for second place in the CIC, assuming Oak Hill beats Blackford, it'll be 10-8 Frankton at 8-9 Mississinawa, the winner. Very good chance to finish in second place. And the game in the CIC for fifth place, Madison Grant is 6-10, goes to 6-13 Alexandria. And also Eastbrook, which, by the way, has beaten both Oak Hill and Blackford this season. They host, they are at 7-11 Westdale on Friday night. Class 2A number 11 Lapel is 14-5 and won 8 games in a row. They put that winning streak on the line Friday night at 11-6 Shenandoah. 14-3 Westfield is ranked 6th in the state. They are at 11-6 Hamilton Heights. The Huskies have won 7 of their last 8 games. In the Hoosier Heartland Conference, 2A number 13 Taylor is 13-5, goes to 8-10 Tri Central. Eastern is 6-10 and is at 1-16 Clinton Central. And the big one in the Hoosier Heartland, 13-4 Sheridan takes on 13-4 Carroll. Both have one loss in the conference. The winner is almost assuredly going to be at least a co-champion in the conference. In the North Central Conference, Indianapolis, Washington visits 4A number 3 Anderson. Anderson is 16-2. Indianapolis, Washington is 8-9. In an NCC contest, 7-11 Richmond goes to 14-5 Kokomo. Also in the North Central, a crossover with the Hoosier Heritage. 13-4 Mount Vernon is at 9-8 Marion. Also in the Hoosier Heritage, 8-10 Newcastle is at 12-5 Delta in what should be a really good game. Monroe Central is 12-5, goes to Class 2A number 2 Wapahani, which is 17-1, 5-0 in the Mideastern Conference, looking to go 6-0. 4-11 Daleville's at 4-11 Union City. 5-9 Randolph Southern is at 3-12 Cowan. In the Three Rivers Conference, 10-6 Northwestern faces 4-13 Whitco. And in the Pioneer County Tournament, 11-8 Liberty Christian hosts 6-10 Park Tudor for the conference championship. For fifth place, it's 13-5 Anderson Prep at home against 6-12 Bethesda Christian. And 2-12 Burris host 4-11 International. If your significant other is an IU basketball fan, tickets tonight to tonight's IU basketball game might be the perfect gift. The 15-10 Hoosiers look to make a push to the NCAA tournament after upsetting Michigan State earlier this week. The Hoosiers host 18-7 UCLA on Friday evening. UCLA had won 7 games in a row until their 83-78 loss at Illinois on Tuesday night. It's a UCLA team that's playing very well. Looking ahead to college sports on Friday as the spring sports season starts to ramp up. Ball State baseball takes on Towson at 11 a.m. IU is against UNLV at 7 o'clock. And Purdue baseball faces Stephen F. Austin at 6. In softball, IU has a split doubleheader against Illinois State at 4 and Boise State at 7. And the Purdue softball team has a split doubleheader facing Dartmouth at 3:45 and North Carolina State at 6. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana sports. Hey, please do us a favor and help spread the word about the Central Indiana Sports Report. Thanks for listening. As always, always appreciate you. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. and I love Susie.